My roommate's making really weird groaning noises in the next room, and I'm scared. Anyway, so yeah, making this video after the whole top eight thing, the regional, that was fun. Yeah, we're doing article aftermath number. Is it a prime number? I want to say it's like 13 or something. Gee, how time flies when you make article aftermaths. Yeah, this is article aftermath 13. Gravekeepers. So everyone kind of hates Gravekeepers. Like, I actually don't know anyone that likes this deck except my friend John, and my friend Andrew Heats. Yeah, that's how you say his name. But the deck is just so freaking annoying to play in. It's like no one likes it. Like you play Necroval, like you if you my, I mean I played it for like back when I don't want to say like back before I was good or something, but back when I honestly didn't have good cards, and I mean I had all the Gravekeeper stuff just because I never got rid of it. I've had Spy since Pharaonic Guardian, and then I had Necro Valleys that I picked up for cheap, or I don't even know if I got ripped off, whatever. But then I just played the deck at locals because for like 3 weeks because it won. Like this was planned format. Remember that was like the first time my friend Joe and I ever actually met because I really attributed him like 15 times. So, okay, I think 4 times in a match, at least one in each game. That was fun. We're still friends. But yeah, looking over the Gravekeeper stuff from the supportive legacy of the Valiant, there's not. I mean, I really wish Disciple was better. I'm not saying it's terrible. I think what did I talk about in the article? Disciple, is that what it's called? Why can't I find it? Disciple. Nobleman. Okay, sorry. The fanlation of it, like the Japanese name translated into English, best fit disciple. And so when we first found out about, I do that with so many cards. When I find out about them in Japan, it just turns into it. I thought it would bring, I thought make the deck a lot faster, but you can't attack, you can't ram into it to get a spy. You have to set it, and then your opponent has to attack it. Like many times, like maybe like people that aren't as skilled or have never played Gravekeepers before, but you just don't attack especially if you have a response to a spy flip, you won't attack a face down because if it's a recruiter, like why would you want them to get a descendant or something from the deck to their hand? If it's a spy, why do you want to take damage and let them special summon around the binds of Fiendish Chain and Effect Veiler? Like that's just terrible. Every time, I mean, I maybe one because if you're in a bad position and you do get a recruiter search off to get a nobleman, it is nice to have like an extra monster. I mean, just another battle recruiter that you'll take that you just won't die off of. That's kind of nice and does thin your deck a little bit. But I'd much rather set I think 9 times out of 10, obviously, you'd rather set a spy because nobleman gets spy. But like, even recruiter is better than nobleman most of the time, just because people don't attack it. And then, as good as the deck, I really thought the deck was just going to be amazing because I didn't realize how fragile everything would be. Like everything has to have Necro Valley on the field, and so if you can keep Necro Valley off the field, especially with the new support, this deck will lose because Tombs obviously needs Gravekeep, Necro Valley on the field. Heretic needs Necro Valley on the field to not die around things. And that new spell needs Necro Valley on the field to even stay alive. The one that's kind of like a pseudo Vanity's Emptiness or Royal Oppression. But, I don't know. The deck's just still slow. It's kind of awkward. It's not going to win that much. I mean, this is especially... Necro Valley also doesn't hurt everything right now. I mean, sure, it hurts Gundy and Tidal and Gravekeeper. Sorry. and Mermails. It hurts Fate and Spellbooks and Priestess. It hurts, Wolf Bark and stuff and Fire Fists. Gear Gaia, I guess, Call of the Haunted if you play that. But in freaking every other deck is just like, oh, sorry. Gravekeepers were really good during that format when Fraser Smith won YCS Atlanta, and then in multiple formats since then, because they would just shut down everything in the meta. Like, that's really the only way to put it. But now it's just not very helpful. I mean, sure, it hurts something in virtually every matchup, but it's not game changing. Like not everyone's running Ghost Trick Piper anymore. By the way, word of advice. Never mind, I'm not going to say that. But Yeah. Oh, let's look down at the comments. Why does no one use Gravekeeper's Visionary? 'Cause it's bad. That's the one that takes a tribute and then it just like sure it's kind of like a pseudo protection. It's okay. It's a you contribute one Gravekeeper to summon it, and then you can like discard a Gravekeeper or something instead of letting Necro Valley die, and then it gains 200 attack. Sure, it's a beefy monster, but that's not really that's not what Gravekeepers need. That's like not even good for the strategy. Anything else? I really didn't understand this one comment that someone said. There are only 4 main deck cards new in the deck. Period. Total. Period. I was like, really? Yeah, that's true. I mean, if Heretic wasn't so boring and what are the other ones? Disciple didn't suck and Assassin wasn't terrible, and then Vision or whatever the level 10 one wasn't so bad. Like if all of them weren't bad, I'd put them in. So sorry, I didn't explore the new toys well enough. It's kind of well, I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't, and then I didn't understand the comment where it's like the Lagia Dolkia thing in the main is pretty much unforgivable. I'll never forget what happened this day, and I'm like, I don't really know what that means because, like, sure, you don't need them in the extra deck, and I guess you can find slightly more usable things just in more situations. Sure, put another Excitonite in there, see if I care. Um, but considering that you can main deck or side deck DNA Surgery incredibly easily, and you'll have extra deck space, I don't really see the problem in keeping those in the extra deck. Um, someone did make. Someone was arguing for Nobleman, and yeah, Marksman and Brotherhood of Pain, no more weaknesses. In most other matchups, I tend to have trouble using Nobleman's effect. So why would you play whatever? Seems like an argument against it. Like I'm not saying it's such a horrible card, but it's not good. So I would play one probably if I revise this deck. My favorite part about the deck is actually the whole Shaman and Rite of Spirit because Shaman can be brought out via Spy to protect your Necro Valley, but you can also bring it back with Rite of Spirit, which is really cool. So if they like MST your Necro Valley or try to Twister it or how anything else, then it's just great because you can just Rite of Spirit it back. And Rite of Spirit isn't bad. Like you can bring back really anything. Obviously, Recruiter to see more searches or Descendant to pop stuff. One thing I forgot to put in here is actually Book of Moon. I would probably put Book of Moon in here over. I don't know. Now I'm looking at it. I just tried to fit in Book of Moon. I may end up taking out Duality because the main purpose of Duality was to get to Imperial Tombs, but it doesn't really think. I mean, it doesn't increase your percentages of getting tombs that much faster, and then your opponent can play around tombs, especially I don't know. So Book of Moon is a really good card in here because you can flip Spy down and then make things weaker. I did like the Gravekeeper's Assailant. I mean, you could only play one. You could play 2 Commodon if you wanted to be cool like that, but there's not really too much else I would change to it. So thanks for watching this article Aftermath. But I'm gonna go to sleep now because I'm super exhausted.